Hello, Cynthia.
Hi.
Hi, I'm from Brazil. It was a
Yes.
pleasure to meet you in
I
person.
know. Yes, when I came there. That's right. I
Yeah,
thought so.
yeah. And it's great to be talking to you now. I
Mm.
would like to ask you about how Elphaba shows her self-esteem and self-confidence in the details of her clothes, her
Uh-huh.
hair, her house in the forest. That's something John mentioned it to us in an interview, and
That's
I
right.
would like to know how you contributed to that
Mhm.
aspect of Elphaba in the second film.
Yes. I was very, very picky. So I contributed a lot because I was allowed to, and it was lovely. It's one of those things that I love to do when I'm playing a character. I want to find out every single detail of who they are. And so that for me really does start from what they wear, how they present themselves, why they present themselves that way, the type of house that they're in, how they exist, because that's those things are always parts of us. Those things come from how we see ourselves. When we decorate our homes, we decorate them for us, and they're an extension of who we are. When we dress in the morning, when we dress in an evening, they're an extension of how we're feeling or who we think we are or what we're trying to say to people. And so with Elphaba, there's a lot of like powerful textural things going on in her clothing. One, nothing is animal based, so it's all like linen and denim and cotton. So that there's no harm done to animals, which says a lot about her and how she feels about the animals. But also that sort of the she takes on the black. And Paul and I have been speaking for years. I've known him since I did Harriet. And so when we were able to sit down together and chat about what he saw of her and where it all came from, he had said to me, we knew that she had lost her mother. And so this black was sort of a mourning garb, so that she was in mourning for her mother and never quite left it. And when she comes to, she wears this uniform, but it doesn't quite fit who she is. And then she takes that black and uses it almost like her power color. It's the thing that she wears. It's her armor. The hat that was given to her to mock her then becomes a re like a reclamation of the power that she has within. She turns it on its head and makes it something that becomes an emblem of her power, of her magic. The broom we decided would be made of mangrove root. Mangrove root is a really special root. They communicate with each other. So the mangrove tree communicates underwater and under the ground through its root system, and they all intertwine. And so what we thought was what a powerful thing to have, and what a wonderful signal of communication to have the mangrove root be the branch of her broom. I asked for the boots that she wore to be stepped up in height because it changes the posture. So when she's younger, it's easier for her to stomp around because the heels are a little less higher. When she's older, the heels get high, they're about 4.5 inches. And it means that we stand really tall, posture's really tall. So when she's flying almost, there's a more of a presence. She can own herself a little bit more. With the makeup, I knew that I wanted freckles because it gave the green depth. It meant that when you looked in her eyes, you could see a person behind there. It wasn't just green makeup, it's her skin. And what I did as she got older was to add uh, little freckles on her nose, over her lip, on her chin, because those are the places that we usually think of as warts, where witches that usually have warts. And I wanted to sort of explore the idea that word of mouth had exaggerated what people had seen. The nails I had because I wanted it to be sort of like an extension of her power. So as her power grew, her nails changed color. You won't see that, but I know that it's sort of like they become sort of this wispy, weather worn, thundery color. And I wanted to keep showing different places her power would show up, her magic would show up. The house was really special because they allowed me to come in and sort of pick what the furniture would be, where her workstation would be, where she would put her glasses, where she would put the loom and her seat, where she would practice her magic, and it meant that the place really felt like mine. And so I really was able to be deeply involved with how she showed up in the world, and how she presented herself, and the types of shapes we could use within her clothing and within the space, and it meant that it felt like Elphaba was really truly mine. Yeah.
Whoa, that was amazing. Amazing to know all these details and the frico. Whoa,
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine it was your idea.
Yeah.
It's a detail that means very much, you know.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So, Cynthia, thank you very much. Congratulations on the movies and your
Thank you.
performance, which was very moving. And
Thank you.
bye bye.
Obrigado.
Obrigado.
Beijo, beijo.